Let us continue now with the teaching that we've learned in the Parsha of Vayigash, where we said that self-esteem is so important that Joseph knew that his father would gladly accept the suffering in order that his children have self-esteem. And since self-esteem is so important, what can we do with our children to give them the opportunity for developing self-esteem? So let me share with you just two nuggets. One was the way my father disciplined me. When he saw that I did something that he did not like, he would say, "Oi, spas nicht for dir." And in Yiddish that means, that doesn't become of you. Why are you doing something that's beneath your dignity? You're too good for that. He didn't tell me that I was bad. He told me that I was too good to be doing something like that. And then there was an incident that is one of my favorite, my most cherished memories. Somehow, and I'm not going to go into the detail about that, I developed a strong liking for chess at the age of 6 and watched people play chess and began playing the older people and eventually began beating them one by one. By the age of 9, I was a chess prodigy, and no one around could beat me. And then one Rosh Hashanah, in the afternoon, we had a guest who was visiting us from Chicago, a very fine rabbi. And my father happened to be resting, and this rabbi comes over to me and he said, "You want to play chess?" I said, "How can you play chess? It's Rosh Hashanah, it's Yom Tov today." And the rabbi said, "Well, there's nothing wrong with playing chess on Yom Tov, moving little pieces around. That's not a violation of Yom Tov." I said, "Well, okay." So I played him 2 games of chess and beat him soundly. That night, my father's aide came over to me and he said, "The rabbi wants to see you in his study." So when I came into my father's study, my father was looking at a volume of whatever Torah literature it was. And I didn't come in and say, "Hey, Dad, what did you want?" That's not the way it went. I just came in and stood quietly at attention, waiting to be acknowledged. After a while, my father looked up at me and he said, "You played chess on Rosh Hashanah?" And I said, "Yes, the rabbi said you're allowed to." My father didn't say a word. Just looked back down into the book he was reading and just almost imperceptibly shook his head. And that was all. And I got the message. Yes, the rabbi was right technically. Technically, it is not a violation to play chess on the festival. However, Rosh Hashanah is a solemn day. It's not a game day. I should have understood that this was permissible, but not appropriate. I got the message, even at the age of 9. Well, I couldn't leave the room until I was dismissed. And so I had to wait until my father dismissed me by saying, "Geh Gesundheit," which means, of course, go in good health. You can go now. But instead of dismissing me, he let me stand there for a few moments, I think to make sure that the message was absorbed all the way from head to toe. And after a few moments, he looked up at me. This time he had a little twinkle in his eye and a little smile. And he said, "Did you beat him?" And I said, "Yes, twice." "Geh Gesundheit. You can go now." Now the beauty of that is that I was chastised. And I was disciplined. I had done something inappropriate. Once he realized that I had got the message, he did not want me to leave that room feeling bad about myself. I had to leave on a positive note. This is so important in parenting. We tend to catch our children when they do something wrong. Don't they do anything right? In a book I wrote, Positive Parenting, I said, make it a point to catch your children doing something right at least 3 times a day. Children do many things that are right, but for some reason or other, we don't pay attention to it. It's just like getting a text back from a teacher. They don't mark which answers are right, they mark which answers are wrong. Right? That's not the way to raise children. Yes, they have to be disciplined, but don't only focus on their mistakes. Acknowledge and praise them at least 3 times a day for what they do that is right. And if you look for it, you'll find it. That's building self-esteem.